Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Positive Girl podcast with me, Sabrina. This is the show that is going to help you become your best self. And today we are talking about why you should love your body. But before we get to that, I want to invite you to come and follow and start the conversation with me over on Instagram. I am at Sabrina Joy Perozzo. Or if you would like to talk to me, if you have Clubhouse and have like actual real conversations via audio, you can come follow me on Clubhouse, which is at Sabrina J. Perozzo. If you just want to send a traditional email with any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, topic suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me, I would welcome that. Send it to realpositivegirlpodcast@gmail.com. And also, if you do reach out to me on Instagram, I do and say that you're from the podcast, I do sometimes give away coffee cards just to reward you for coming to say hi and engage with me because I love hearing from you guys. But let's go ahead and jump right into the topic. So why you should love your body. I've never been that person that was all about body positivity. I was not. I have not. I have never been that person to flaunt what I got and be proud of what I look like, especially when I had gained weight or when I initially went through discovering I had an autoimmune disease. And for sure wasn't that person on social media talking about it in the least until this year. Like if you do go back, if you went to scroll back in my Instagram, you'll notice that like maybe over the past couple of years, there were photos that maybe were a little bit more revealing in the sense of me showing myself in workout gear. That's what I mean by revealing. But that was the extent of it, and it's not as though now I'm like, I am not one of those people, which there's nothing wrong with them. They can choose to do what they want with their body, but I am not one of those people that will do that post where I'm in my underwear because I am that like confident. No, I just don't feel like that would be appropriate for me. But power to them if they want to do that. And that's how they will go about talking about body positivity. But for me, it was just more of like not always wearing oversized clothes and feeling good about my curves and feeling okay that my my calves, my thighs, my butt's definitely bigger than a lot of other people that I follow on the platform or that I know in real life, and really just starting to get comfortable with who I am. And I am a 35-year-old woman, so I feel like it took forever, but it was this year, 2021 is the year I decided to jump on this train because I have finally come to peace with my body and I decided to love it. There are definitely days, which I'm sure we all have, where we look in the mirror and we're kind of like, really? But I would say more times than not, I'm like, oh, okay, look at me, I'm doing good. I'm working out because I do want to be as healthy as I can be by weightlifting and doing some cardio. And, I also still want to lose weight, but I'm not so hyper focused on it now. It's not like life or death for me, or I feel like so much of my life is riding on it, which is the mindset that I used to fall in all the time. It was like, okay, I'm working out because I want people to see how pretty I am. I want people to see how skinny I am, and that will increase my self-worth and my self-esteem, and that will make people like me. It was that mindset that I fell into that caused me to not love my body because I felt like my body was failing me. Right? I felt like I was doing all of this work and working out and not eating or eating like the only just like vegetables and fruits and, protein or whatever, and really just trying to cut back on everything and overwork my body in the gym and with exercise. And I'm sure that there are so many people that have fallen into this because you're doing it all for this one specific goal that you may or may not hit, because I feel like it's also this cycle that you get caught in where if things are getting better, right? You're like looking thinner, you're looking fitter, what you want, but you want to go for more and more and more. And you just become hungry and hungry and hungrier for those results that can also push you over the edge. There's several women online that I follow that talk about how they pushed that too far, where they actually lost their period, that monthly time, and that really messed with their hormones and also got in the way of them wanting to start a family and all of that kind of stuff. And so, there is a way that you can take it too far. And I'm sure that there's a lot of cynical people out there that would say, no, you'll never take it too far. And those are extreme cases, but I feel like those cases are cropping up more and more and more. But outside of that, because there's definitely a time in my life several moments in my life actually where I was much thinner than I am now. I definitely didn't have as many health problems back then, like, interconnected autoimmune kind of problems that I have now. But but back then I thought I was so overweight, and I thought I was so fat, and I thought that I couldn't love my body and accept it for what it was, unless someone else told me that they accepted it, unless someone else told me that I looked beautiful and I looked like a good shape, or, told me that I am doing a good job of, slimming down. But now I've decided to change my tune because I appreciate my body, and I've decided that I need to, so that I can thank it for everything it does for me. Your body gets you up every day and it's there for you, and whether you like it or not, whether you're abusing it or not, it's still there for you. And I'm sure I'm not alone in having took forever to come to this realization to love my body. There are tons of people out there that struggle with accepting their bodies and loving the skin they are in. So I know I'm not alone, which is nice. I am in good company with those people. Not that that's like something to brag about, but it's nice to know you're not alone in something that you're going through, right? But it is an important mindset to have, to love your body and accept it, because it's only you that can love your body enough and in the right way. It's only you. It's not someone else. You can have all the love, care, appreciation, and worship of your body from so many other people. Your friends, your family, your spouse, your partner, whomever, strangers on the internet. Good grief, strangers on the internet. But that's not going to matter as much as your love, as your appreciation, and your true acceptance of what you look and feel like. It's just not, it just hits different when you are the one that is pouring that into yourself. You feel more confident. You feel more ready to just take up more things and go outside of your comfort zone and really attack the goals and dreams that you have in your life. It kind of like helps you to no longer be stagnant if that was an issue in your life. But it has to be you. You can't rely on other people to just put input into you. You have to put the input into yourself. You can't rely on all of this outside information that is coming in. All of this, opinions from other people, right? And I don't know if you've had this experience, but I've had people in my life that have lied to me, that have led me astray, that have, tried to pump me up and make me feel good about myself just to get something else. And so by allowing those things in and really like hanging on to every word of that person and just, having my whole view of who I am based on their opinion, that's a dangerous place to be. You got to love and appreciate yourself first. And that demonstrates to other people what your worth is, and like that it's important for them to do the same to you. And yeah, you just got to rock it. I know it's hard. Believe me, I'm 35 again, and it took me this long to get here. But we can all get here. And I do hope that other people get there sooner than I did. I feel like your life will be so much more fuller that way. But we all get there in our own time. And some of the reasons why I decided to adopt this mentality will also be a few of the reasons I do share today with you of why you should love your body, which we will talk about soon. But one that isn't in that list that has caused me to make this decision is because I want to be a good role model for my daughter. And for any other people that come across me or have a relationship with me or have a connection with me, I want to be a good role model, and I want my daughter specifically to look at her body and love it and know it's acceptable no matter what size it is. I truly mean that. And we do have this balance by talking about making sure we are doing what is best for us to be healthy, right? Eating healthy and exercising. And we do talk about that, and we do practice those things in this house, but also knowing our bodies will change over time, and we need to flex and grow with those changes as well. It's super important. I remember falling into a little bit of a depression when I started gaining weight when I was pregnant. I was super excited about the baby, about my daughter coming, and it was great, but I was also gaining a ton of weight. And funny enough, I got pregnant as I was starting like this is super intense like workout program, and I was like running stairs like every other day, and I was committed to eating right, and I was doing all these things, but I was like, why am I not losing weight? What is happening here? and it's because I found out I was pregnant. But I was just so irritated that I like committed to this, and then this happened, and then I started gaining weight, and I just was not appreciating the change in my body at that time, even though it was doing a wonderfully beautiful, miraculous thing of, maybe not miraculous, but of housing this life that was growing in my body, which is such a beautiful blessing. But I wasn't really appreciating the changes that were happening. And I think that's something important for us to preach about, to talk about, to share with people. We need to accept our bodies and love our bodies, even in those times of change and flex and growing. Maybe you just gain weight because of depression or stress and anxiety, or maybe because you got in an accident and you can't really work out, or maybe you got an autoimmune disease or some sort of other sickness. This is causing you to gain weight or lose more weight than you want, or be somewhere, or just have your body not look the way that you want it to. All these different things can happen, but we need to be there for our body. We need to be there and flex and grow with it as it changes. And I want you to know, before we jump into the reasons that I want to share with you today, why you should love your body more than what I've already spoken about, is that there are no perfect bodies. Even the ones with the least amount of fat, the least amount of body fat, and million pack abs, right? Abs everywhere. Because even those bodies, and this might be a minority opinion of this, a small opinion of this, even because even these bodies that people would consider perfect, that they're just in the best shape of ever, will still cost you something, right? The more you focus on trying to shape your body into the most perfect thing in your eyes, the things you are giving up to hyper focus on that are also being lost. And, whether that's time with family and friends, maybe that's loss of being able to eat one of your favorite foods in moderation. And maybe that is like the ability for you to do extra hobbies or extracurriculars because you have to work out so much. I mean, whatever it is, it's like it is costing you something. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go after those things. We all prioritize things that come up in our life, at different seasons and stages of our life are different. But I just want you to understand that if we, in a way of like being so hyper-focused on what we look like, what our bodies look like, that we are missing out on other things when we're spending more time than necessary really worrying about that. So I just think it's important to add that in. So let's chat about some reasons we should love our bodies more. I have 6 reasons to share with you today. The first one is that it's yours and it's unique. It's your body. You should love your body because it's yours. It's the only body you're going to get. And yes, science has progressed in a way that some things can be replaced. That's so cool. Praise God for that. But this body, it's yours and it's unique. It's not exactly like anyone else's. Even if you have a twin, it's still different. And it's important for you to embrace that and know that you are special. And I know some people think being special or qualifying yourself as that is super silly and corny. Maybe it is, but it's still important. It's still a fact that your body is unique and it's yours, and you should embrace it and love it and take care of it because it gets you up every day and it gets you to do the things that you want to do. The second one is your life won't change that much if your body is different. I definitely went through this for the longest time thinking that if I lost a bunch of weight, my life would be miraculously different. I would have more friends and more people would accept me more and invite me to more parties. And I would, be less forgettable because there is this common theme of my life that's been running through it since I was a child is that I feel like I'm very forgettable. I feel like people don't notice me. I feel like people forget who I am or what I'm about. I'm just not that important, right? I don't stick in people's brains. And it's something I'm working on in counseling. We talk about it every single week because I just feel so forgettable. But I want you to know, I just figured that I want you to know that your life isn't going to change that much if your body changes, because I was constantly trying to get thinner and fitter so that I could stand out more when really I'd probably just blend in, right? Because I'm trying to have my body look like all of these other bodies that I see online. But even if you do, hit those weight loss goals, or maybe you're trying to gain weight because you feel like you're too skinny or whatever it is, right? Whatever changes that you make in your body, and maybe you are successful in those changes, your life isn't going to change that much. Like maybe if you lose a ton of weight, it'll help you with mobility and being able to do more things physically. But that just because you lose weight doesn't mean that your mindset's going to change. Doesn't mean that your mental health is going to suddenly just be fantastic. It doesn't mean your day to day is going to be the best thing that you've ever done in your entire life. You might be happier looking in the mirror, but that's it. People will probably still see you as the same, or they might see you as even more different than they did before, right? Um, it's just, there's no guarantee that your life is going to be all roses just because you change your body a little bit or even a lot, you know? And I mean, if it makes you feel good, that's good. But just know that it's not a magic formula for you to feel good or for everything else to change. So you should just love the body that you have. You can still work on it and be healthy. I do that every 5 days a week, but you don't need to put all your stock in that, right? So number 3 is someone else would kill for your body. This is interesting when I was doing research for this episode of really researching different reasons why people should love their bodies and, you know, uh, acknowledging that someone else would kill for the body that you have is important because, it's leaning a little bit into comparison, which I don't love. But just knowing that someone else is in a body that they hate, but they see your body and they would love it. They would love to look like you. They would love to be as fit as you are, even if you feel like you're not. They aren't though. Right? Or maybe and it can go both ways of both sizes. Maybe someone's bigger than you and they wish they could be the size you are. Or maybe someone is smaller and they just really want to gain weight so that they can start building a family or doing other things that require them to be a little bit stronger and put a little bit of weight on and be healthier in that manner. So whatever it pertains to you. So I want you to know that you need to love and respect and accept your body because someone else would kill for your body and love it and take care of it and be grateful that they have it. Okay, so the fourth reason is life is short. Life is short and you should live in the moment. We should all be living in the moment. We should all be trying to live our lives more in the present, stop falling back to the past and worrying about the future. It's very important for us to acknowledge how short life is and know that it could end at any time, which is super morbid. I say that all the time. But it is. You just don't know. And so we should really be enjoying as much as we can right now, which also includes being appreciative and grateful for the bodies that we have that are continuing to pick us up every day. And yes, sometimes we might think our body is failing us because we're in pain or it kind of doesn't work as well as we'd like it some days or it gets broken down, but it's still there for you. And it's still holding your organs in, and it's still holding your head up, and it still is helping you get through your day to day. So I think that we should be grateful and we should be happy and loving and accepting of our bodies. The fourth one is it keeps you alive. That's just a simple fact, right? I don't really need to explain that. But another good reason for you to love your body is that it keeps you alive. It keeps you here. Again, it might be broken down sometimes, not quite hitting your expectations, but it's still keeping you alive, still keeping your blood pumping, your heart going, and your mind revving. And that's the biggest point. And the last reason why you should love your body more is your body shouldn't limit your mind. Again, just because your body looks a certain way and it doesn't look like everyone else's body and it doesn't necessarily look like the one that you really, really want, and you're still working hard on it, but you haven't gotten there yet. Persistence, you got to be patient, continue to put the work in. But it shouldn't limit what you can do, how you're going to live your life, who you're going to go after to show love and care and support of, trying to find your partner or your spouse in your life. You shouldn't have to wait and be like, okay, well, when I lose this much weight or when I gain this much weight or when I look like this or that or the other, I will be able to find love, or I will be able to get that job, or I will be able to start my modeling career, or I will be able to go after this job or whatever, or travel, or have a baby, or do whatever, right? Your body shouldn't limit your mind. Your body's a wonderful thing. Be grateful for it every single day. However, what it looks like and what it's going about should not limit you. There are so many people out there that are handicapped or disabled in some sort of way with their bodies, but their minds are still pumping and it's still going and they're still moving forward and they're not letting any excuses hold them back. So I'm here to encourage you and understand you should love your body. but your body shouldn't limit your mind. So you should keep moving forward. Don't let yourself come up with excuses because those are just getting you away and slow you down. And that's not what you want. So yeah, that's all I have to say about why you should love your body. I hope this was super helpful for someone. And it was helpful for me even to talk about it out loud because I'm really excited about it, as you can tell. So thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast, again with me, Sabrina. Please come visit me on Instagram at Sabrina Joy Perozzo, or on Clubhouse at Sabrina J. Perozzo, or send me an email with any questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topic suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me. Send it to realpositivegirlpodcast at gmail.com. So thank you so much for listening, downloading, and sharing the show. You guys, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. So super grateful for you. And until next time, have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.